Good morning students. Today we will continue chapter number 11 in maths, squares and square roots. Today we will study the properties of square numbers. First of all, what is the need of properties? If we know the properties of square numbers, then we can easily solve the problems. Let us discuss the first property, that is the number which ends in 2, 3, 7 or 8 is never a perfect square. For example, the numbers 42, 383, 567 and 498. These numbers in that means this place, unit place. Here it is 2. In this, the unit place is 3. In this number, unit place or ones place is 7. In this number, unit place or ones place is 8. If number ends in 2, 3, 7 or 8, then the number will never a perfect square. So these numbers are not perfect square because these numbers ends with these digits. So we can easily find without doing prime factorization, with the help of property, we can easily find that a given number is perfect square or not. And our second property is the units digit of the square of a number can be determined if the units digit of the number is known. Suppose you have a number and the digit at unit place is known. If we have a number and the digit at the unit place, or we can say ones place, is known, then with the help of this property, we can easily determine what will be the unique place in the square of a given number. If a number is given and a question is asked that what will be the unique digit in the square of that number, then we can easily find without calculation. This is the benefit of these properties. Let us see how it is possible. Suppose unit digit of the number is 0. If in the number unit digit is 0, then unit digit of the square of the number will also 0. For example, if we have a square of 10, here number is 10 and in this number the digit at unit place is 0. The square of 10 is 100. In 100 the digit at unit place is also 0. So we can say that if the digit at unit place is 0, then the digit in the square of that number at unit place will also 0. Next, if the digit in the number at unit place is either 1 or 9, then the digit at unit place of the square of number will also 1. Let us see an example. For example, 11. The square of 11 is 121. In the number 11, the digit at unit place is 1. And its square is 121. Here digit at unit place is also 1. Second, it is given if the digit is either 1 or 9. It is the example for 1 and this is example for 9. In 29, the digit at unit place is 9. And the square of 29 is 851. So here the digit at unit place is also 1. Next is 2 or 8. If the digit at unit place is 2 or 8, then the digit at the unit place of the square of numbers is always 4. For example, square of 22 is 484 and square of 18 is 324. Here the digit at unit place is 2. So the digit in the square of the number is 4. at unit place. Here 18, the digit at unit place is 8, and in the square of 18, that is 324, the digit at unit place is 4. Next one is 3 or 7. If the digit at the unit place of the number is either 3 or 7, then the digit at unit place in the square of the number is always 9. Example is square of 13, 169, square of 17, 289. In both the cases, the digit in the square of number at unit place is 9. Next one is, if the digit at unit place is 4 or 6, then always the digit at the square or in the square of the number at unit place is 6. You can see the examples: 14 square 196 and 16 square 676. One last case, if the digit at the unit place is 5. If the digit at unit place is 5, then the digit in the square of the number at unit place is also 5. Example: square of 25, that is 625. The digit here at unit place 5 and digit here also is 5. So this property helps us to find the digit at unit place. Next property is next is the square of an even number is always even. For example, square of 12. 12 is an even number and its square will be 144. It is also an even number. Square of 26, 676, square of 8, 64. So this is one of the property that the square of an even number is always even. Similarly, the square of an odd number is always odd. Example: 3 square is 9, 11 square 125, 25 square 625. So this is also one property. Next is the number of zeros at the end of a perfect square is always even. For example, square of 10 is 100. That means 100 is a perfect square because it is square of 10. 100 is a perfect square. Square of 30 is 900. Square of 100 is 10,000. What we observe here, the square of the perfect square have always even the number of zeros at the end of a perfect square is always even. 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 4 zeros. So easily you can find that if in a given number the number of zeros are even, that means 2, 4, 0, 6, 0, 8, 0, then you can easily say that yes, this number is a perfect square. Next property is the difference between the two consecutive natural numbers is equal to the difference between the squares of two consecutive means one after other. The difference between the two consecutive squares of two consecutive natural numbers is equal to the sum of the numbers. For example, the difference between the squares of two consecutive, one just after other. These are consecutive numbers. The square of these numbers and their difference is equal to the sum of the numbers. We can directly write the answer. This will be the answer. There is no need to solve this, to find the square of this, to find the square of this. Let us check whether it is right or wrong. The square of 27 is 729. Square of 26 is 676. On subtracting, we find 9 minus 6, 3, 12 minus 7, 5. Yes, this is right. So, this is the use of property. If we know the property, then we can easily solve these type of problems. For example, if the number is greater, let us see one more example. One thing is important, that the number should be consecutive. There is difference of only one between them. 204, 205. These numbers are consecutive numbers. And the square of 205 minus square of 204. So we can use this property. There is no need, don't calculate the square. Directly use the property equal to the sum of the numbers. Sum of the numbers. You can directly write answer. So this is the usual property. Next property is the sum of the first n odd natural numbers equals to n square. Here n may be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is clear by an example. Suppose we have these numbers and these all are odd natural numbers. 1, odd, 3, 5, 7, 9. These all are odd natural numbers. And here there is no need to calculate like this. 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 7, 16, 16 plus 9, 25. By this you can do mistake. The property is the sum of the first n odd natural numbers equal to n square, where n is number of terms. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 terms and 5 are odd. So we can write answer directly n square. Number of terms so the answer will be square of 5. That is 25. You can also check 3 plus 1 4, 4 plus 5 9, 9 plus 7 16, 16 plus 9 25. So we can directly write here it is very there are only 5 numbers. So we can check by this. If the numbers are more 18, 19, 20, 21, then it is time taken process. So we use the property. The one thing should remember that the numbers start from the 1. The number series, this series always starts from the 1. In this case, only in this case, this formula is possible. If it is started by 3, 5, so it is not applicable. It is only applicable in that case when the series will start from 1. The sum of the first n odd natural numbers starting from 1. First 50 natural numbers, first 60 natural numbers, first 60 odd natural numbers, first 70 odd natural numbers. So this is one of the property. Next property is 1. Suppose we have value of n, let n equals to 1. Then what will be the value of n plus 1? We have obtained n plus 1. Now, let us see the statement. There are 2n non-perfect square numbers between the squares of the numbers n and n plus 1. Square of n means 1. Square of 1 is 1. And square of n plus 1, that means square of 2. Square of 2 is 4. And how many numbers come between 1 and 4? These two numbers, we have taken a simple example starting from n equals to 1. We can take the value of n 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Two numbers. Two numbers are between square of 1 and square of 2. Square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4. And between these two squares, there are two numbers, and these two numbers are non-perfect square. Means these are not square of any natural number. These are non-perfect square numbers. And 2n, what was the value of n? 1. And if we put in place 2, that means we obtain two numbers, 1 and 1, two numbers. So we can, the question may be, if the value of n equals to the question may be like this: if the value of n equals to 16, then how many non-perfect square numbers? Then how many non-perfect square numbers between the squares of n and n plus 1? Then we can easily say there will be two n non-perfect square numbers. How? And how can we find 2n? Value of n is 16. 2 into 16, 32. Without calculation, without doing any calculation, we can easily find that there will be 32 non-perfect square numbers. The next property is, and I think it is the last property, Pythagorean triplets. said to form a Pythagorean triplet if m square plus n square equals to p square. Suppose if you have given three numbers, here we have let m and p. If this condition is followed, m square plus n square equals to p square, then we will say yes, the numbers are Pythagorean triplet. Let us take example. Here, let us let this is m, this is n, this is p. Square of m, p square plus square of n, 4 square, square of p, square 9, 4 square 16, 5 square 25, 16 plus 9 25. Both sides are equal. 25 equals to 25. So we can say yes, 3, 4, 5 are Pythagorean triplet. This is an example. I have not completed all of the properties. Remaining properties you can learn, you can read or learn from the book, and with the help of these properties you can easily solve the exercise 11b. Thank you.